Hi, I'm Eli, and I make games. So, for this episode of Feedback Friday, number 16, I am covering a game with a name that I really don't like because of how long it is. But it is Badgis and the Supercilious Maze of Malcontents. Yep. So, that's a name. I'm just gonna go in here, give my review, show my faults, my suggestions, praises, and, my little in-betweens. So, let's get started. I'm going to start with faults, my suggestions, go to praises, see where we end up. So, let's start faults. The story felt a little too vague. I don't know, one of the things that the game really highlights is figuring out the story, but, it feels too vague at times because you can easily skip over a character that reveals something in the maze because of how confusing the maze is. Which kind of leads to my other point, is that the maze doesn't have enough visual indications of where you are. So, basically, the maze is where it all basically looks the same. Everything. So every once in a while, I don't know, putting a rock in a corner or putting something else adds to make it better, so you know where you are. Well, there's the characters, and a stupid laughing door, but there's the characters, and they do that, but they're in dead ends. And there's also they're really kind of hidden in a way. And so it just makes the maze even more confusing. You kind of just end up wandering until you get out. Or until you loop back to the beginning 15 times. And that's exactly what happened to me. But still. And here's my main suggestion for this. Is that adding some sort of way to map out the maze would really help, some sort of cartography type thing where when you go somewhere you can kind of mark stuff down on your map or something like that, or maybe all it is a small drawing tool where on a map you can kind of write out what you think the layout of the maze is based off of what you've done. And it's just something where you could draw out. I think that would be interesting and maybe make it a bit easier, but also make it so that you can find the secrets without it directly just telling you. You gotta figure out, you still have to use your brain, and it's still very vague and stuff like a maze should be, but, it helps. It's a tool. That's kind of my main suggestion. And those are the false suggestions, that bit, whatever. Now we're going to the mandatory fun fact of the day. So today's fact is about bananas. Bananas, pretty good. Now, something you probably know about bananas is that they go from green to yellow to mush. And basically what's happening is that's called the ripening process. Well, when a banana comes out, it's all green and hard. And it's really bad to eat, and people don't like it that much. Neither do animals. And the whole point of a fruit is to get someone to eat it, so it passes on its seeds. So it ripens. And then it gets to the yellow phase. That's the main banana phase that most people like. And most animals do too. But then brown spots start appearing, and then it just becomes black. And then it's thrown in the compost. Yeah. See, bananas are just way too good at ripening. See, in bananas, there is a gas that is produced called ethylene. It's a chemical that turns starches into sugars, and it breaks down chemicals. Well, basically, the original one's all hard, right? So it uses this ethylene to get softer. Well, it doesn't know when to stop. So it just keeps producing ethylene until it's black and horrible, and then it's can't even produce it anymore. Yeah, that's why bananas. That's why they just ripen way faster than they have any right to, because they don't know when to stop ripening. Bananas are too good at ripening. And that was today's fun fact of the day. Now moving on to praises. One of the main aspects of the game is its comedic writing. You walk up to a character or a door, and it'll start laughing at you, or it's a scholarly goblin. And the writing is pretty funny. Sometimes it just makes me hate the characters more because they're all jerks. But I mean, the comedy of it is pretty good for a maze game. Also, I like the good use of the art. As you probably know if you've seen Goodgis' video on this game, he used art from Mashup Games to make the game, but he used this 2.5D style where he used flat planes together to create an illusion of 3D, and it looks really nice, and I like how it blends well, and like the rotation of like trees and the beginning and final areas, that gave me like N64 graphics nostalgia of them using 2D images for like trees in Mario 64, and I just was happy. It was a good day. And then nice music and sound effects. The music, it's just kind of chill and it's nice. And then the sound effects for talking. I don't think there's one from what I remember for like walking around. That would help, add more atmosphere. But there's just a talking one. It works, and then the other few kind of sprinkled around. And nice. And yeah, that was my review of... I barely remember the name. Badgis and the malicious... No, not malicious. Badgis and the Supercilious maze of Malcontents. Oh, that's a long name. But yeah, that was my review. So, if you like. If you don't. And subscribe. Peace.